Hi guys, and welcome back to Tommy Starcraft. This is your host Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay for you guys. Once again we have a international engagement here in between Ukraine and South Korea. So let me just start by introducing the players to you guys. As we have spawning here in the upper left in the orange, it is WHITERA, the Ukrainian player. And his opponent here in the lower left in the teal, it is STORK from South Korea. So Protoss versus Protoss it is here on Azalea, a 4 spawning location map, I believe it is. So we need to be very careful on the build order here, what exactly differences are going to be, and when exactly the players are going to expand, or if they are going to expand. Is this going to be a cheesy gameplay? Are we going to see some drops and so on? And what exactly the unit composition is going to be, and what exactly the difference is going to be here in between these two pro players. So I see it on the minimap, both players open up here with a pylon. Should be of course followed up with a gateway really soon. And yeah, let's just see exactly also when the two players decide to move out here to scout each other, and perhaps are we going to see some cheesy gameplay here? Are we going to see perhaps in the middle of the map a gateway? But from the looks of it, no, both players are playing it out really safe, and even both players are moving out at the 1 minute and 23 second mark here just to scout out each other. So yeah, really nice job here by both players. Standard stuff here by both players. They should of course be followed up really soon with some gas, with a cybernetic score. Just like you know guys, Dragoons are really strong also in PvP, but let's just see what the follow-up is going to be. Are we going to be seeing some Reavers, some high tempers? Carriers could also be a possibility here. Arbiters would also be nice. So yeah, currently we just passed the 2 minute mark. The players are still scouting here the map. Gas is up here almost for STORK, and here's a difference. WHITERA with a very late gas here and no cybernetic score either. So interesting stuff here by WHITERA. Let's just check STORK. STORK heading straight towards his cybernetic score here as well. So we have a first difference. He might go for one zealot here. So yeah, invested money into a zealot, even a second zealot here. So WHITERA, from the looks of it, is going to be early on aggressive. There is no zealot here for STORK, so he wishes of course to head straight into Dragoons. So yeah, the first zealot is already out here for WHITERA. The second one is also being made. There is that gas. Could be followed up with a cybernetic score, or is he deciding to go for more zealots here? This is the question here for WHITERA. So we also have a first difference here between these two players. As you see on the minimap, the first zealot is out. Here's that second zealot. And let's have a look at the timing here from the Dragoon from STORK. There's that range upgrade here for STORK, and in comes already here the first zealot backed up by this probe. So the reaction here from STORK should be very fast here. The first zealot comes here through, goes straight for those probes here, and one probe even might get sniped. So nice job here by WHITERA with his early aggression. Really great job here by him, almost taking out here a second probe. So great job here, one kill for WHITERA, but he needs to be careful that Dragoon is of course on the chase. Kill here this zealot. Nice block here with his pylon. Really nicely done here by STORK. Great reaction and great micro here. Second zealot is also here in, so there it is. But still STORK really tries to micro hit really well here. Only one probe has been lost. Finally the second Dragoon is out, so the rush has ended here pretty much for WHITERA as he has to retreat, but it was a really nice aggression. There is that second gateway, still no, oh hold on, there is that cybernetic score here for WHITERA. So yeah, nice job here by him. However, trading a zealot for a probe, not really the wish you will have early on here in this game. Still, he does cause some panic in here. He did cause a little bit of a mining delay here, and yeah, STORK still has no idea now what is coming towards him, but hold on, he actually has that probe here. Of course WHITERA wishes to snap this probe here as fast as possible just to deny the vision here from STORK, and STORK should be of course alert because WHITERA early on really aggressive here against him. He might push even more and more with some gateway units. This is exactly why this probe here is very much important here for STORK, but sadly here for him he is going to lose it indeed. So STORK pretty much blind. This is exactly why he's sending out here his 3 Dragoons straight towards the base here from WHITERA, but the reinforcements are of course close here to WHITERA. as we have passed now the 5-minute mark. So 3 Dragoons versus 3 Dragoons and 1 Zealot. Hold on, we have the 4th Dragoon here. Great micro here by Stork. And we have the first small engagement here. But I think that WHITERA looks really strong here, as he can push here Stork back. However, look at that, Stork did manage to snipe here 1 Dragoon. Nice job here by him. Nice focus fire here by him. And yeah, in he comes once again. Now tries to snipe here this Zealot, but in the end also one of his Dragoons takes so much damage. So yeah, 1 Dragoon for 1 Dragoon it is. WHITERA of course responding with the same node and also having here his reinforcements pretty close by. Let's check the next buildings here. Of course, a robotics facility. Stork should also have here a robotics facility really soon, as we might see some either Reaver gameplay, or we might see a shuttle gameplay could also be used to land some Dragoons in the backline here to harass the mineral line. So yeah, all of a sudden things are finally settling down by the position here of these Dragoons. Both players look like they're forming here a beeline just to defend here their expansions, and there it is, expansion at the 6-minute mark. No expansion yet here for Stork, as he's sending out, very interesting enough, 2 probes here. So I wonder what his plan is. Perhaps a misclick here by him with one of these probes. I guess he just wishes to know the position here from Stork, if he has an expansion or not. So he's sacrificing here this probe, and by the looks of it, he's of course knowing now that very likely WHITERA did go for a expansion. So this is exactly why he's also preparing here some minerals for his own expansion. So yeah, the expansion much faster here for WHITERA. Worker wise, WHITERA also having 2 more workers here than Stork. Remember, a good aggression early on, he did snipe 1 worker, and even now he took out this 1 worker here. So WHITERA, interesting enough, also having here a first observer. I don't see an observer on the map here for Stork. Nice beeline here by him. Yeah, the defense, both players are just preparing here their defenses, and in comes the observer here for WHITERA. Sees now everything. Let's just check, did he upgrade anything? No, still no upgrades. And finally the observer here from Stork is also out. No upgrades here for WHITERA either. Yeah, some workers are already being transferred, so this is good for WHITERA. He has a smaller economic advantage here. He has more workers here than Stork. Other than that, both players pretty much at the same strategy here. 2 more gateways. Let's check the main here from WHITERA. Only 2 gateways here for him. And in comes here the observer here from STORK. So like I told you, things have settled down. Both players on the defense, both players preparing their macro oriented game here, and a nicely parked here observer by STORK. In the end, another observer might pop out here, so this could be sniped. This is exactly why STORK is microing here his observer out of danger, and he actually sees the first Reaver here. So very interesting stuff here. What is the reaction going to be here from STORK? Still no shuttle gameplay, still no Reaver. We see a Citadel of Adun, interesting enough, and more gateways being produced. Actually, some Zealots are being produced now here for STORK. So WHITERA with still 2 gateways here. Does he have any other gateways? I missed it. He has a Reaver Bay here, and so just 2 gateways and 1 robotics facility, as he's pumping out now the 2nd Reaver, but no shuttle gameplay here yet by him. Is there a shuttle here for STORK? Is at 5 gates? No, just an observer here. So very interestingly enough here, both players do not opt to go for a shuttle harassment. This could have been a great position here for a Reaver drop, but look at that, STORK also reacting here really wisely with 1 pilot and some Dragoons. So in case the shuttle would have come in, of course it would have taken quite a lot of damage here. So great defenses here by STORK against his Ukrainian counterpart. And yeah, both players on the defense pretty much, but the difference here in workers is really strong in favor here of WHITERA, as he has 10 more workers here than STORK. So STORK needs to be alert, of course, as it looks like WHITERA really wishes once again to expand here into this location. He's sending out here his probe. Hold on, we also have an observer here into this position, so he does see now how a Zealot comes out here from the gateway, and he also sees the forge for those upgrades. So really great scouting here by WHITERA against his opponent, and he now also sees he needs to be careful. There is an observer here, and sadly he going to sacrifice this overlord, or observer, not overlord, but he sees those Zealots here. So what is his reaction going to be here from him? He also has already 2 Reavers here out, and even producing more and more Reavers. Already at 3 Reavers, and of course Reavers with that splash damage very good against Zealots. However, not that fast here as Zealots. So pretty strong and heavily army here for WHITERA with Dragoons and Reavers, only 1 Zealot here. And if you look at the army here from STORK, he has of course speed being upgraded here for his Zealots, and he decides now to move out. But little does he know of course that WHITERA has of course a great defensive counter here against his opponent. Those 3 Reavers with that splash damage will literally just obliterate here all of those Zealots. Still he decides to move out, and even more and more reinforcements are coming in now here for WHITERA, as he's also at 5 gates here now, just like his opponent. So no Reaver gameplay here for STORK, no shuttle gameplay. Very interesting stuff here, and finally we're gonna see now a huge engagement really soon, as STORK is just positioning here his troops. Does he know about the Reavers? Nicely positioned Reaver here, nicely defended here by those Dragoons. 3 Reavers here already out for WHITERA, as STORK is still roaming around. There is this 1 observer. Does he have another observer here into this position? Yes, there it is. So he sees the Reavers. He needs to be very careful. I don't know if an engagement would be very wise here by him. Still, he tries somehow to spread here his units, perhaps to get a surround against those units. And interesting enough, no, I don't think he's going to engage into that. So yeah, it's just a waiting game now once again. STORK position here his units left and right, so he really wishes to, like I told you, get a good surround. If those Zealots come in from the left and from the right, it will be a victory here for STORK, of course. Now in comes the great engagement here. Dragoons in the front, 1 Reaver already shooting out here, so this is exactly why STORK is migrating back, but he's already taking some damage here, and it's pretty much on the retreat now. Some Dragoons of course will be sniped here as well, so nice job here by both players. Once again, STORK is trying to kite back and forward just to deal some damage, but he of course knows that those Reavers are really slow. There are no shuttles here, and yeah, let's just see a nice micro gameplay here by both players. Both players are engaging, but more and more damage is being taken here by STORK out of the units here from WHITERA. So STORK pretty much on the retreat now. Once again, he's waiting here for, he's luring here WHITERA back, knowing that the Reavers, once again, like I told you, are really slow. But it looks like that WHITERA just has way too many Dragoons here against STORK, and I don't think that STORK should engage here, of course. So really nice job here by WHITERA, and those Reavers are heading now straight towards the main here from STORK. So STORK has some serious trouble, and there's his answer. He has a DT here, so that DT going straight here for this 1 Reaver, but there is of course an observer here for STORK, for WHITERA, sorry. And now another great engagement here. We have some Psionic Storm here by STORK, so this was his idea, Psionic Storm straight into splash damage here against all of those units here. Nice Psionic Storms here, good engagement here, but in the end it looks like WHITERA just having way too much here. So it was an early bad engagement here by STORK. He did kite nicely back and forth, but in the end all of those Reavers were untouched, and now they're just heading straight towards this expansion. And also these Dragoons here in the upper part heading towards those units. So the Reavers once again on the attack move here, being guarded by those Dragoons. Not that many Dragoons are being left here for STORK, so STORK in some serious trouble, taking so much splash damage here, and it looks like of course this will be the winning move here for WHITERA. So WHITERA, what a great tactic here. No shuttle gameplay here by both players, but yeah, it looks like sadly here for STORK is going to lose this game. One Reaver has been finally sniped here, but yeah, those 3 Reavers are still alive, although in comes STORK with some Zealots, but straight so much splash damage being taken. Look at that, those Reavers even make it out here alive. And in the end, yes, it looks like WHITERA is of course going to take here this game. A little bit of a greedy gameplay here by STORK, even having another expansion here. In come the reinforcements, so of course STORK has to leave this game. So nice game here by the Ukrainian player here against his South Korean counterpart. Let's just check those stats really quick in case you guys are interested. Once again, I'm going to be clicking left and right here for you. So great decision here by WHITERA. 4 Reavers just destroying those Zealots and those Dragoons. So slow unit indeed, so perhaps a shuttle would have been a nice idea, but in the end I'm sure he knew exactly what he was doing. So yeah, nice gameplay here by both players. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be seeing each other in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.